Welcome back to our YouTube channel, Buddhism and Life. Today, we will explore a fascinating and mysterious story about the meaning behind each birth month. Let's listen together. Have you ever felt an invisible force guiding you? A deeper meaning woven into the fabric of your existence? What if the month you were born holds a secret, a spiritual connection to an ancient guardian that influences your strengths, challenges, and destiny? At Buddhism and Life, we explore the profound wisdom hidden in the symbols of the universe. Each birth month carries a spirit animal, a celestial guide revealing truths about who you are and the journey you are meant to walk. From the fierce independence of the wolf to the quiet grace of the deer. From the unyielding transformation of the phoenix to the silent wisdom of the owl. These creatures are more than myths. They are reflections of our inner selves, waiting to be understood. Through Buddhist philosophy and spiritual insight, we uncover the lessons these guardians hold for us. What does your birth month say about your soul? Are you a seeker of wisdom, a bearer of resilience, a protector, or a force of transformation? The answers may challenge everything you thought you knew about yourself. Stay with us as we unravel these mysteries, blending ancient teachings with personal revelations. Leave a comment below. What spirit animal do you feel drawn to? Do the traits resonate with your life experiences? Let's embark on this journey together, one step closer to enlightenment, one revelation at a time. Now, let's begin with those born in January. The wolf, strength, loyalty, and community. Spiritual meaning. The wolf moves through the silent embrace of the winter forest, a shadow against the glistening snow. Its eyes, glowing like twin embers beneath the pale light of the moon, hold an ancient knowing, a deep understanding of survival, unity, and the delicate balance of power. To those born in January, the wolf is a guardian, a spirit of instinctual wisdom and fierce loyalty. Just as a lone wolf learns to navigate solitude, yet ultimately thrives within the harmony of the pack, so too do individuals under this sign walk the fine line between independence and communal strength. The wolf teaches that true leadership is not about control but about guiding with wisdom, protecting with honor, and knowing when to stand alone and when to move as one. Personal insight. The essence of the wolf is etched into the very fabric of nature. Its howls pierce the night, a song of longing and connection carried by the wind across vast distances. Those attuned to the wolf's spirit often feel an unspoken bond with those around them, a silent, profound understanding beyond words. In my own life, I have met individuals who embody this energy, steadfast in their convictions, unwavering in their duty to those they love, and possessing an uncanny ability to sense the emotions of others. They do not seek the spotlight, yet their presence commands attention. Like the wolf, they know that strength is not in brute force but in strategy, patience, and knowing when to act. Practical applications. Cultivate balance between independence and teamwork. A wolf separated from its pack must rely on its instincts, but a pack working together can bring down even the most formidable prey. Learn when to trust yourself and when to lean on those around you. Engage in meditation practices that enhance intuition. The wolf is attuned to the rhythms of the earth, sensing unseen shifts in the air. Practicing stillness and listening to the silence can sharpen your inner guidance. Channel leadership energy into community building efforts. Wolves protect their own, ensuring the survival of the group over the individual. Strengthen your connections and foster spaces where unity and mutual support can thrive. A story to reflect on. In the mist-shrouded mountains of the east, where the trees whisper secrets to the wind, a Buddhist monk traveled alone, seeking enlightenment through solitude. One frigid evening, as the twilight deepened into an abyss of shadow, he sensed another presence, something watching from beyond the line of frost-kissed trees. A lone wolf, its silver coat blending into the snow, emerged, its breath forming ghostly tendrils in the cold air. The monk did not fear. He simply lowered himself onto the frozen ground and closed his eyes. Minutes passed, then hours. The wolf did not leave. It circled, observing, waiting. When the monk finally opened his eyes, the creature had drawn closer, its golden gaze meeting his. No words were exchanged, no gestures made, only a silent recognition, a shared understanding. They sat together as the night stretched on, two beings of different worlds connected by something deeper than language. By dawn, the wolf was gone, but the monk felt changed. as if a fragment of the wild had fused with his soul. He had learned a lesson not through spoken teachings but through presence, through the simple act of being with what one might first see as other, until separateness dissolves. True power, he realized, was not in domination but in understanding, in learning to trust even that which seems untamed. Lesson learned: the wolf does not seek approval, nor does it blindly follow. It moves with purpose, guided by an inner knowing. Those drawn to its energy must learn to embrace their role as both leader and protector, not through force, but through wisdom. There will be times to stand alone in the wilderness and times to walk alongside the pack. Recognizing when to do each is the mark of true strength. To be guided by the wolf is to trust the rhythm of your instincts, to honor the bonds that tether you to others, and to find peace in both solitude and community. Leadership is not about asserting dominance, but about ensuring the well-being of all. It is about knowing when to step forward and when to let another take the lead. In this balance, the wolf thrives, and so shall you. February. The owl, wisdom, intuition, and vision. Spiritual meaning. The owl moves like a whisper through the darkness, its wings slicing the cold night air in silence. Its golden eyes, luminous and unblinking, pierce through the shadows, seeing what others cannot. It is a watcher of the unseen, a guardian of hidden truths. To those born in February, the owl is more than a creature of the night, it is an emblem of wisdom. A symbol of intuition honed by deep silence and observation. The owl does not fear the dark, it thrives in it. It teaches that clarity is not always found in the light but in embracing the unknown. Listening to the whispers of the universe beyond what is visible. Those guided by the owl often possess an uncanny ability to perceive truths that elude others. Sensing deceptions and uncovering mysteries without effort. Their minds operate beyond the surface, delving into realms of thought where few dare to wander. Personal insight. There is a presence about those who carry the owl's spirit, a quiet knowing, an aura of depth that sets them apart. They do not rush into speech, nor do they act without foresight. Instead, they wait, watching and absorbing the movements of the world before them. In my encounters with such individuals, I have found them to be seekers of truth, drawn to philosophy, spirituality, and the exploration of the human soul. They do not merely accept what they are told. They question, they analyze, and in their silence, they uncover what others overlook. The owl's wisdom is not granted through books or spoken words alone. It is cultivated through solitude, through the willingness to dwell in stillness. It is the knowledge that comes not from speaking, but from listening. From a Buddhist perspective, this mirrors the path of enlightenment, where meditation and self-reflection become the gateways to higher understanding. To walk with the owl is to walk the path of quiet revelation, where true sight is found in the absence of distraction. Practical applications. Dedicate time for deep reflection and solitude. Wisdom is not found in noise but in silence. Seek moments of stillness to allow your intuition to surface. Trust your intuition in decision-making. The owl does not question its instincts. It acts when the moment is right. Learn to listen to the voice within you. Engage in philosophical or spiritual studies. The pursuit of knowledge is endless. Dive into subjects that expand your understanding of existence and truth. A story to reflect on. In a secluded monastery, deep within a valley where mist clings to the earth like a shroud, a Zen master gathered his students. One evening, as twilight gave way to the deep embrace of night, he led them into a chamber devoid of light. Sit, he instructed, his voice a mere echo in the blackness. Remain here in silence. In an hour, I will ask what you have learned. The darkness was suffocating. Some students fidgeted, others whispered complaints, uneasy in the void where sight was stripped away. Time stretched, and the absence of light felt as though it pressed upon their very souls. Finally, the master's voice broke the silence. What did you discover? He asked. A few muttered about discomfort, about the difficulty of existing in nothingness. But one student spoke softly. At first, I felt lost, but then I listened. I heard my own breath. I felt the stillness. I saw without seeing. The master smiled. Like the owl, wisdom does not come from what is seen, but from what is sensed. Clarity is found in the absence of distraction. From that day forward, the student sought knowledge not through sight, but through perception. He walked the world as the owl does, silent, observant, and attuned to the unseen forces shaping his path. Lesson learned. The owl does not rush. Nor does it falter in uncertainty. It waits, poised on the edge of understanding, knowing that truth is revealed not in haste, but in patience. Those who follow the owl's path must embrace their unique perception, honoring their ability to see what others miss. To be guided by the owl is to trust the unseen, to cultivate the wisdom of quiet knowing, and to share this insight with the world. In darkness, there is clarity. In stillness, there is vision. And in silence, there is truth. March. The dolphin, joy, empathy, and communication. Spiritual meaning. Beneath the shimmering waves where sunlight dances like liquid gold, the dolphin moves effortlessly through the depths. Its sleek form glides with an elegance that defies the chaos of the ocean. A creature of boundless energy and infinite wisdom. Unlike the silent owl that watches from the shadows, the dolphin sings, a melody carried by the currents, a language of joy, empathy, and connection. The dolphin is the guardian of harmony, the bearer of laughter, the healer of sorrow. Those born in March carry its essence, radiating warmth and optimism wherever they go. Like the waves that rise and fall, they understand the ebbs and flows of emotion, navigating the tides of life with a heart wide open. Their gift is not only in their ability to feel deeply but in their power to uplift others. To soothe pain with a word. To bring light where darkness lingers. Personal insight. I have met many who embody the dolphin spirit, and each of them shares a common trait, the ability to make others feel seen, heard, and understood. Their presence is like the gentle tide, washing away tension and leaving behind a sense of peace. They laugh easily, not from naivety, but from an understanding that joy is fleeting and must be embraced fully. Their intuition is strong, their hearts tuned to the unspoken needs of those around them. They are drawn to conversations that nourish the soul, to friendships built on authenticity. Their greatest strength is not in their own happiness, but in their ability to spread it, to create ripples that touch the lives of many. Practical applications. Focus on emotional intelligence and deep listening. The dolphin understands that true communication is not just about speaking, but about hearing the unspoken. Engage in activities that bring joy and relaxation. Like the dolphin, seek moments of playfulness and serenity in your life. Cultivate meaningful relationships through open and honest communication. The deepest bonds are formed through truth and vulnerability. A story to reflect on. A Buddhist teacher once spoke to his students by the ocean. As they sat in meditation, he gestured to the sea and said, "Happiness, like a dolphin's leap, is fleeting yet beautiful. If you try to hold on to it, it vanishes, but if you embrace it fully, in that moment, it is everything." The students watched as the waves danced, as the dolphins played along the shore. One by one, they smiled, not because they had grasped happiness, but because they had understood its nature. Lesson learned. The dolphin does not resist the tide, it moves with it, finding joy in the motion of life itself. Those who follow its path must remember that happiness is not something to chase, it is something to be lived in each fleeting moment. By embracing the present and sharing their light with others, they become a beacon of warmth in an ever-changing world. April. The hawk, vision, determination, and leadership. Spiritual meaning. High above the earth, where the sky melts into infinity, the hawk soars. It rides the unseen currents of the wind, its wings spread wide, eyes piercing the world below. Unlike other creatures bound to the land, the hawk exists between two realms, the heavens and the earth, seeing far beyond what others perceive. To those born in April, the hawk is a guardian of clarity, a symbol of vision that stretches beyond the immediate moment. It does not flutter aimlessly, it flies with purpose. Each movement calculated, each decision made with unwavering focus. It reminds us that leadership is not about control but about insight, about knowing when to act and when to wait, when to strike and when to observe. The hawk's sharp gaze misses nothing, piercing through illusion to see the truth beneath. Personal insight. I have always been drawn to those who carry the spirit of the hawk. There is a certainty about them, a quiet confidence that does not boast but simply exists. They move with intent, their decisions firm, yet never reckless. It is as if they see a world the rest of us do not, a world beyond distractions, beyond momentary fears and desires. The hawk's presence is commanding. It does not demand attention, but its mere existence demands respect. Its power is in its patience. its precision. Those who embody this energy do not fear obstacles. They see them from above, understanding how to navigate their path long before others even recognize the road ahead. Practical applications. Cultivate patience and strategic planning. True leaders think ahead, anticipating shifts in the wind long before the storm arrives. Maintain focus despite distractions. The hawk never loses sight of its prey, no matter how chaotic the world below may be. Trust instincts when making big decisions. The hawk does not question itself, it acts when the time is right. Knowing hesitation can mean the difference between success and failure. A story to reflect on. A Zen archer was once asked how he never missed a target. He replied, "I see not the arrow, nor the bow, but the destination." Like the hawk, his mind was fixed not on the act, but on the outcome. He understood that true vision is about more than sight, it is about foresight. About understanding the path before it even begins. Lesson learned. The hawk teaches us that clarity of purpose and unwavering focus can lead to great success. It is a reminder that the most powerful visionaries do not react to the world, they anticipate it. Seeing beyond the distractions to the deeper truths that shape reality. May. The horse, freedom, strength, and passion. Spiritual meaning. Beneath the endless sky, across rolling meadows kissed by the wind, the horse runs. Its hooves strike the earth in a steady rhythm, a heartbeat of untamed energy and unstoppable force. It does not hesitate, nor does it wait for permission, it moves because it was born to move. Because to be still is to deny its very nature. For those born in May, the horse is a symbol of unbridled freedom, of strength that is both physical and spiritual. It represents the call of adventure, the longing for open roads and uncharted paths. But the horse is not merely wild, it is also wise. Knowing that true freedom is not just the absence of restraint, but the ability to choose one's direction with purpose and intent. Personal insight. There is something magnetic about those who embody the horse's spirit. They are never stagnant, never confined by convention or fear. They move forward, always forward, driven by an internal fire that refuses to be dimmed. And yet, without discipline, this fire can burn out, turning passion into restlessness, energy into chaos. In my encounters with such individuals, I have seen both their brilliance and their struggles. The key, I have learned, is balance. The horse must learn to harness its power, to direct its energy towards something meaningful rather than running simply for the sake of movement. With purpose, it becomes unstoppable. Without it, it may gallop in circles, never truly reaching where it longs to go. Practical applications. Cultivate self-discipline while embracing spontaneity. True freedom is not about running endlessly, but about knowing where you wish to go. Seek adventures that bring personal growth. Movement without purpose is just restlessness. Find experiences that shape and challenge you. Use your energy for constructive and compassionate goals. The strongest force is the one directed toward creation, toward bettering the world, rather than simply escaping it. A story to reflect on. A traveler once asked a monk, "What is the key to true freedom?" The monk replied, "Freedom is not the absence of direction, but the wisdom to choose the right path." The horse embodies this lesson. It runs not to escape, but to explore, to grow, to seek something greater than itself. Lesson learned. Those guided by the horse must learn that motion alone is not enough. They must temper their desire for adventure with purpose, ensuring they are not simply running but moving towards something meaningful. When this balance is found, they become a force of nature, unstoppable, courageous, and truly free. June. The deer, gentleness, sensitivity, and grace. Spiritual meaning. Through the mist-covered forest, where shafts of moonlight filter through ancient trees, the deer moves in silence. Every step is placed with precision, an elegant dance between the seen and the unseen. It listens, not just with its ears, but with its very soul, attuned to the subtle whispers of the wind, the rustle of leaves, the soft sigh of the earth beneath its hooves. For those born in June, the deer is a symbol of gentle strength, a creature that thrives in the balance of sensitivity and resilience. It does not fight the world, it moves with it, flowing through obstacles with quiet grace. It understands that true power is not in force, but in presence, in the ability to remain soft even in a world that can be harsh. Personal insight. Those who carry the deer's spirit are often deeply intuitive. sensing the emotions of others before they are spoken. Their presence is soothing, like a stream winding through a tranquil valley. They do not rush, they do not force. They heal, they guide, they offer comfort without demand. In my encounters with such individuals, I have seen their struggles, the burden of feeling too much, of absorbing the world's pains as their own. But I have also seen their quiet strength, the way they hold others up without seeking recognition. Their path is not one of conquest, but of harmony. Practical applications. Embrace your sensitivity as a strength. In a world that often values hardness, your softness is a gift. Create peaceful environments for yourself and others. The spaces you cultivate reflect the energy you carry. Use your intuition to guide your decisions. Trust the wisdom that speaks in whispers rather than shouts. A story to reflect on. A Buddhist teacher once said, "Gentleness is not weakness but the greatest strength." The deer teaches us that true resilience comes not from resistance, but from understanding. Like water carving through stone, it moves with life, rather than against it. Lesson learned. Those guided by the deer should nurture their gentle nature and use their sensitivity to create harmony in the world. True power is not in domination, but in the ability to remain kind, even in the face of adversity. July. The crab, protection, resilience, and emotional strength. Spiritual meaning. Beneath the shifting tides, where the ocean whispers secrets to the moon, the crab moves with silent determination. Its body is shielded by a hard exoskeleton, a natural armor against the unpredictable world. Yet beneath its protective shell lies a creature of deep sensitivity, attuned to the subtle movements of its surroundings. It does not move in straight lines, but sideways, cautious, observant, always aware. For those born in July, the crab is a symbol of protection and resilience. It teaches the art of self-preservation while emphasizing the importance of emotional depth. Just as the crab carries its home upon its back, those who follow its path find security not in the external world, but within themselves. Loyalty is their guiding force, and they fiercely protect the people and spaces they hold dear. Personal insight. People who embody the crab's spirit are natural nurturers, often placing the well-being of others before their own. They have an innate ability to sense emotional undercurrents, understanding unspoken fears and hidden sorrows. However, this depth of feeling can also become a burden, making them retreat into their shells when overwhelmed. I have seen individuals guided by the crab struggle with trust, building high emotional walls to shield themselves from potential pain. But in their quiet moments, they reveal a depth of love and wisdom that few can match. Their challenge is not in their ability to feel, but in learning when to protect and when to open their hearts fully. Practical applications. Cultivate emotional intelligence and self-care. Recognizing your own needs is just as important as caring for others. Create a secure and comforting environment. The spaces you nurture will provide refuge, both for yourself and those you love. Learn to balance openness with personal boundaries. Protection is necessary, but true connection requires trust. A story to reflect on. A wise monk once told a disciple, "The crab carries its home on its back," teaching us that true security comes from within. This reminds us that peace is not something we seek in the outside world, but something we cultivate within ourselves. Lesson learned. Those guided by the crab should embrace their protective nature while remembering that true resilience comes from internal stability. It is in understanding our own emotional depths that we find the strength to navigate life's shifting tides. August. The lion, courage, leadership, and strength. Spiritual meaning. Under the golden sun, where the earth trembles with the heat of the wild, the lion walks. Its presence commands attention, not through force, but through an aura of undeniable power. The golden mane, like a crown of fire, ripples in the wind, a testament to its rightful dominion over the land. The lion does not chase approval, nor does it seek unnecessary conflict, it simply is. Those born in August embody this regal energy, exuding confidence, courage, and an innate ability to inspire those around them. The lion is not merely a beast of brute strength, it is a guardian, a leader, a protector. It moves with purpose, watching over its pride, knowing that true leadership is not about control, but about guidance. To follow the path of the lion is to embrace one's power, not for dominance, but for the greater good. Personal insight. There is an undeniable presence in those who walk with the lion's spirit. Their energy fills the room before they even speak. A silent yet overwhelming force of strength and conviction. They do not falter in the face of adversity, rather, they meet challenges head-on, knowing that fear is merely a test of their courage. Yet, within this strength lies a deeper lesson. True power is not measured by how loudly one roars, but by how wisely one leads. I have met those who carry the lion's energy with grace, using their influence not to oppress, but to uplift. They recognize that a kingdom is strongest when all within it thrive. And they act accordingly, ensuring those around them feel safe, empowered, and valued. Practical applications. Lead with wisdom and humility. A true leader does not demand loyalty but earns it through fairness and integrity. Cultivate self-confidence without arrogance. Strength is most powerful when tempered with kindness and understanding. Protect and uplift those around you. The lion does not stand alone. Its power is in its pride, in the unity of those it leads. A story to reflect on. A Buddhist king once asked his teacher how to rule justly. The teacher replied, "A lion leads with dignity, not fear. True leadership comes from respect, not force." The king pondered these words and soon realized that his power did not lie in his ability to conquer, but in his ability to inspire. He began ruling with wisdom, ensuring that his people were not just obedient but truly devoted. And in doing so, he built a kingdom that flourished not through fear, but through unity and trust. Lesson learned. The lion teaches us that true strength is found not in domination, but in guidance. Those who walk its path must learn to balance power with compassion, ensuring that their influence leaves behind not just a legacy of might, but a legacy of wisdom and purpose. To be guided by the lion is to embrace one's inner strength while using it to illuminate the path for others. September. The raven, transformation, intelligence, and mystery. Spiritual meaning. Amidst the twilight sky, where the veil between the seen and unseen grows thin, the raven spreads its black wings. Its cry echoes like an ancient whisper through the void, a messenger of mystery, a harbinger of transformation. No creature embodies the unknown quite like the raven. It moves between worlds, its beady eyes seeing beyond the mundane, piercing through illusion to uncover hidden truths. To those born in September, the raven is more than a bird, it is an omen, a guide through the ever-shifting tides of existence. It teaches that nothing is fixed, that transformation is not to be feared but embraced. The raven knows the language of change. It does not resist the unknown, but instead, it soars into it, unafraid of what lies beyond. Personal insight. Those who carry the raven's spirit are drawn to the unseen, the depths of thought where few dare to wander. There is an intensity in their gaze, an unspoken knowledge of things others fail to perceive. They do not accept the world at face value, nor do they blindly follow. Instead, they question, they unravel, they seek, always searching for something more, something hidden beneath the surface. I have encountered individuals with the raven's energy who have undergone profound personal transformations. They shed past versions of themselves like molted feathers, never afraid to become something new, something truer. For them, life is not about clinging to stability, but about flowing with the winds of change, allowing reinvention to be their greatest strength. Practical applications. Embrace change as a natural part of life. The raven reminds us that transformation is not loss, but rebirth. Seek deeper meaning through study and self-reflection. True wisdom comes from questioning, from looking beyond the obvious. Trust intuition in making life-altering decisions. The raven does not hesitate, it knows when to take flight, when to act, and when to wait. A story to reflect on. A Zen master once told his students, "A raven's flight is never aimless, it follows the winds of change with purpose." One student asked, "But how do we know which way to fly when the winds shift so often?" The master smiled, "You must trust the wind. But more importantly, you must trust yourself." The raven does not fight against the current, it moves with it, knowing that the path forward is always found within. With these words, the student understood, the unknown is not to be feared, for it is only through surrendering to transformation that one finds their true path. Lesson learned. The raven does not cling to what was. It moves with what is becoming. Those guided by its energy must embrace their inner wisdom, knowing that change is not destruction but evolution. In mystery, there is knowledge. In endings, there are beginnings. And in transformation, there is the truest form of self-discovery. October. The snake, renewal, intuition, and hidden knowledge. Spiritual meaning. In the stillness of the ancient forest, where shadows slither between twisted roots and the air hums with unseen energy, the snake moves. It glides with effortless grace, its sleek form coiling and shifting, disappearing into the undergrowth only to re-emerge anew. Unlike other creatures bound by fur or feathers, the snake carries no excess, shedding its skin to reveal a renewed existence. To those born in October, the snake is more than an animal, it is a force of transformation. A silent guide to the mysteries of the unseen. The snake does not fear endings, nor does it resist change. It understands that to hold on to the past is to stagnate. That true power comes not from clinging to what was, but from embracing what will be. Those who walk the path of the snake feel this call within them, a knowing that life is a series of deaths and rebirths, each shedding a layer of the self to reveal something deeper, something closer to truth. Personal insight. There is something enigmatic about those who carry the snake's energy. They are rarely the loudest in the room, yet their presence is undeniable. They see beyond the surface, sensing what lies beneath words, beneath actions, beneath even the illusions people build around themselves. I have met individuals guided by the snake who have undergone radical transformations, not once, but many times in their lives. They move between identities, between understandings, between entire ways of being. And yet, in every form, they remain wholly themselves. They are the seekers of hidden knowledge, the ones who understand that wisdom is not found in stability, but in the willingness to embrace change. Practical applications. Let go of past burdens to embrace new beginnings. The snake does not mourn the skin it sheds, it only carries forward what serves its growth. Develop intuitive abilities through meditation. Just as the snake senses vibrations through the earth, those who follow its path must learn to listen beyond words, beyond logic, into the quiet knowing of the soul. Seek inner wisdom through self-discovery. The greatest secrets are not held in the world outside, but in the depths of one's own being. A story to reflect on. A young monk once approached his master with heavy eyes, burdened by the weight of his past mistakes. "How do I change my life?" he asked. The master, silent for a moment, led the monk to a clearing where a snake lay curled beneath the sun. Just as they arrived, the snake began to shed its skin, the old layer peeling away in delicate, translucent fragments. Like the snake, the master said, "You must shed the old to allow the new to emerge. Holding onto your past does not serve you. You are not who you were yesterday. And tomorrow you will not be who you are today. Let go, and transformation will follow." The monk watched as the snake slithered forward, gleaming in the light, renewed and unburdened. Lesson learned. The snake teaches that transformation is not a choice, it is a necessity. Those guided by its wisdom must not fear change but embrace it as a means of growth. In every ending, there is a new beginning. In every release, there is renewal. And in every moment of surrender, there is the possibility of rebirth. November. The Phoenix, rebirth, resilience, and spiritual awakening. Spiritual meaning. From the heart of the flames, where all is reduced to ash and ember, the phoenix rises. Its wings blaze with golden fire, each feather a symbol of destruction and creation intertwined. Unlike mortal beings, the phoenix does not fear death, for it knows that within every end, there is a new beginning. To those born in November, the phoenix is a sacred force of resilience, the embodiment of transformation through adversity. It teaches that suffering is not the end, but a passage to rebirth. The trials of life do not break those who walk with the phoenix, they purify, forging them into something stronger, wiser, more luminous than before. Those who carry the phoenix's energy do not remain the same person for long. They are constantly shedding, evolving, burning away the old to embrace something greater. Personal insight. There is a fire that burns within those who follow the phoenix. A quiet but undeniable force that refuses to be extinguished. They have walked through the ruins of their past, not as victims, but as alchemists of their own destiny. Each hardship, each moment of loss, becomes fuel for their rebirth. I have seen people who carry this energy rise from the ashes of broken dreams, shattered identities, and painful experiences with an inner glow that cannot be dimmed. Their strength is not in avoiding pain, but in transmuting it. in emerging from suffering with a newfound wisdom that others can only marvel at. Practical applications. Embrace change as an opportunity for transformation. Every ending is a gateway to something new. Fear not what must be left behind. Cultivate inner strength through meditation and mindfulness. Like the phoenix, resilience comes from within, from an unwavering connection to one's own spirit. Let go of what no longer serves your spiritual growth. The fire of the phoenix consumes only what is no longer needed, making space for what is yet to come. A story to reflect on. A Buddhist monk once lived in a temple nestled within the mountains. One night, a great fire swept through the monastery, reducing it to nothing but blackened ruins. The monk, now homeless, stood among the ashes as his fellow monks wept for what was lost. Yet the monk did not despair. He took a deep breath, closed his eyes, and whispered, "From the ashes, I will build again." And so he did. Brick by brick, lesson by lesson, he and his followers rebuilt the temple, stronger, grander, infused with the wisdom gained from loss. And in its new walls, the spirit of the old temple lived on, transformed, yet eternal. Lesson learned. The phoenix does not mourn what is gone, for it understands that destruction is merely a part of renewal. Those guided by its spirit must trust in the cycles of life, knowing that every fall, every failure, every loss is but the prelude to something greater. Through fire, they are reborn, not just once, but as many times as necessary to become who they are meant to be. December. The deer, grace, intuition, and compassion. Spiritual meaning. In the hushed serenity of the winter woods, where the air is crisp with the breath of the earth, the deer moves. It steps lightly, each hoof barely disturbing the frost-laced ground, as if it exists between the physical and the ethereal. It listens, not just with its ears, but with its soul, sensing the whispers of the wind, the murmur of the trees, the pulse of unseen energies. To those born in December, the deer is a symbol of quiet grace, an embodiment of intuition and deep compassion. It does not force its presence upon the world, instead, it brings peace simply by being. The deer teaches that strength is found not in dominance, but in stillness, in the ability to navigate life with both gentleness and wisdom. Personal insight. There is something sacred about those who carry the deer's spirit. They possess a natural serenity, an ability to make others feel at ease with nothing more than their presence. They are the quiet ones in a chaotic world, their strength lying not in force, but in their unwavering calmness and deep emotional understanding. People guided by the deer often feel deeply attuned to nature and to the emotional states of those around them. They seem to instinctively know when to speak and when to simply listen. They do not seek to control, but to understand, and in doing so, they offer a type of leadership that is rare, one rooted in harmony rather than authority. Practical applications. Practice mindfulness to deepen intuition and self-awareness. The deer thrives in stillness. By embracing moments of quiet reflection, one can develop greater clarity in life. Cultivate a compassionate and forgiving mindset. Just as the deer does not seek to harm, those who follow its path must learn to release anger and embrace understanding. Seek harmony in relationships and surroundings. The energy of the deer flourishes in balance, creating environments of peace and emotional safety allows both oneself and others to grow. A story to reflect on. A Zen master once walked through a snowy forest with his disciple when they came upon a deer drinking from a frozen stream. The master stopped and watched in silence, his breath forming small clouds in the cold air. The disciple, impatient, finally asked, "Master, what wisdom does this creature hold?" The master simply smiled and replied, "The deer walks softly, yet leaves deep impressions." The student pondered this for a long time before understanding. True impact is not always made through force or loudness, but through consistency, kindness, and the quiet power of presence. Lesson learned. The deer reminds us that true power is found in grace. Those guided by this spirit must learn to embrace their sensitivity, for it is not a weakness, but a profound strength. In their gentleness, they bring healing. In their quiet wisdom, they bring clarity. And in their presence, they bring peace. The path of the deer is one of compassion, of deep intuition, and of the quiet courage to remain kind in a world that often forgets the value of softness. The journey continues as we explore the mysteries of the spirit animals and their connection to our souls. Remember, this journey is endless. Self-discovery is not a destination but a path that unfolds with every step. The wisdom of the ancients whispers through the symbols we uncover, urging us to look deeper, to listen closely, to trust the intuition that has always been within us. What revelations have you uncovered in this journey? Have the insights of your spirit animal awakened something within you? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your perspective might illuminate the path for another seeker. Stay connected, for more secrets of the universe await. Until our next exploration, may your path be guided by wisdom. May your heart remain open to transformation. And may your soul always find its way home. Thank you so much for watching our video until the end. Wishing you a wonderful day. Goodbye, and see you in the next video.